And to keep my job, because drawing vegetables isn't the most, it's not the most difficult thing in the world to do. I decided to try to make it a little more complicated, so, I'm protected. So I came up with a way to, instead of drawing a straight line in VeggieTales, to actually make it a little curved, just a little off. And everything, we call it the whacked look. So instead of drawing a box to look like a box with straight lines, vertical lines and horizontal lines, all the lines are curved to a certain degree. And it depends on what type of set we're looking for or how funny we want it to be. And that all makes it wackier or less wacky. But if you look at all of the stuff that we've ever done in the past, and probably what we'll do in the future, is that nothing will be at a perfect 90-degree angle. It'll all be curved a little bit, a little whacked out. And when the modelers build the sets, sometimes they build the sets to be perfect looking sets, and then they'll whack the whole thing out right at the last minute, just so it's a little off key. Everything's a little off kilter. I remember getting there my first day, and I cannot wait to get to my office. And then I found out that there was nothing in my office. We didn't have any pencils. There was no drawing board or anything. So I went to the guy next to me, and he wasn't in that day. He came in late. So I took all of his pencils, and I took his chair and his table, and I brought it all over to my office. So I'm drawing away, because I didn't even know there was a guy in that office. So he came into work. He was like, "Where's all my stuff?" So we were all sharing the same office for quite some time. But I just remember all we had was one blue pencil, and it was halfway done already. So all the early drawings you see is all blue pencil, because that's all we had was this one little pencil. So, and we were terrified because we were trying not to use it too much, because that's all we had left. So we finally ordered some more. It was a brilliant idea. And but we all kept a blue pencil. So the first 2 years, all the drawings are blue pencils, because I don't know why. That's all we had.
Tim Gregory did the voice of the Fib. And so when he was the little Fib, we sped it up to make it cuter. And then when it was the big Fib, we slowed it down, and it got, huge. Like, oh, is this too scary? I don't know, let's try.
We had a lot of goals and expectations for the music and making it big, but we were behind schedule and running out of time. We had a deadline to work on. So that last week of writing was probably the most intense week of writing that I've ever had. So we had a whole act left with just maybe 3 nights to go. And so probably those last couple days, Phil and I literally stayed at the office through the night. I'd work and work and work. He'd sleep on the couch. I'd give him some ideas. He'd come in. Yeah, I like that. He'd hum out some ideas for the next section. We'd look at it. Back then, we didn't do things like think ahead and create a temp score and give us some ideas of what we wanted. We just took it a scene at a time. So by that last night, we were, I'd sleep in the booth for a couple hours and then get back up and just hop back to writing. There was one night, in fact, I remember Phil had to run home to help get his kids to bed. And that was a 45-minute drive away, put the kids to bed, drove back, kept writing.